Okay guys, today we're going to talk about our summer plans and why we chose a smart car for our Toad.
Yeah, why a smart car? They're so dangerous you can't even drive it down the highway. A big rig will blow it off the road.
It's crazy, and if you're tall you can't fit in them because they're like itty bitty.
Yeah, it's so tiny.
And we roll the dice. Roll the dice. Still we roll the dice. Yeah. Still we roll the dice.
Alright guys, so as you can see, we're doing 80 miles an hour down the highway. No problems, and it's not that loud in here. Now granted, it's not Cadillac quiet. It's probably not even Cavalier quiet, but it's not bad for a little car. I hear a tiny bit of wind and it's very windy today, so not bad.
Okay, and we also want to put some of your minds at ease. A smart car is actually very safe.
It is very safe, guys. It has a 5-star crash rating. It doesn't matter what your buddy has told you. He's seen somebody die in a smart car. I hate to break it to you, but someone dies in every single car make every single day somewhere in this world, okay? It's a fact. It is just a fact. This car is no less safe than any other car on the road, and it's actually a lot safer than a lot of other compact cars. I have done my research.
Despite what you may have heard.
Exactly. I feel safe in it. When you drive this little car, you don't know you're in a little car. It drives just like any other car until it's time to park or it's time to turn around, and then it's very, very easy. It's like you're driving a little go-kart.
It is. It's awesome. Turning around and parking is the coolest thing about it because you can literally fit this car anywhere.
Yes. And we have owned so many cars since we have been together, probably going on about 50 cars, and that's not an exaggeration. We used to trade 2 cars in at least once a year. I would get tired of it and we would get something different. And I have to tell you, this is the #1 funnest car I have ever drove. Well, I'm not going to say I've ever owned, okay? I've drove Corvettes and stuff and they are a lot funner, but as far as what we've owned, this little car is very fun to drive.
Yep, I love it. And don't get us wrong, we were pretty skeptical at first too, but like Jason said, he always does a lot of homework. He researches everything before we make any big decisions. Yep. And once I actually drove it myself, I was like blown away.
Yeah, it was like, I'm not going to say love at first sight, I'm going to say love at first drive. Because as soon as I drove it, when we test drove it, I loved it. I thought it was so neat.
And we aren't little people. I mean, we're what most people would say taller, you know, closer to 6 foot.
I am 6 foot.
Yeah, and
and I fit fine.
And I mean, there's actually more room than we actually need in there.
Yes.
It's basically like any other car, but the back and the front are missing.
Just kind of chopped off.
So it's not like everything is compacted into this little bitty space.
Yeah.
It's
you have plenty of cabin room. We have a little bit of storage in the back. I have enough room for my tools and a couple of other things. Candace has way more than enough room to go grocery shopping. She fits most of our groceries just on the front seat and the floorboard because usually I don't go. I don't care for shopping.
And
so
to everybody
who
thinks they have to pass us because we're in a smart car, so we must be going really slow, it's not true. This car is so light, it goes fast, no problem.
Yeah,
I can go 80, 85 just as quick as anybody else on the road.
And I have had the car up to 95 miles an hour. Do not try this at home. I was on a very smooth road in the middle of nowhere with no traffic late at night, and I was already doing about 84 before I noticed, so I stepped into the gas and it was up to 95 and still going a little bit, so it'll easily do 95. I don't recommend it.
That is a test. That's not something
It was
Jason
just
does
a
very
test.
often, but whenever we get a new vehicle, he's always got to see how fast can I make
Gotta
it
see
go.
what it'll do, just in case. Okay, now that we got all that out of the way, why the Smart car is a perfect towed. For starters, it's only 1,800 pounds. And I mean, barely over that soaking wet. It only holds like 8.5 gallons of gasoline, something like that, and will go like 370 something miles on a tank, something like that. But also, there are not many automatic vehicles, cars, that you can flat tow. And I mean, literally, there are a couple, 2 or 3 maybe, and most of them they don't make anymore. This car is so simple to tow. Basically, all I have to do once I hook the vehicle up to the RV is turn on the key, put the car in neutral, turn the key off completely, wait till the dash lights go out, and switch the battery off. We're good to go. There's no limit on how far you can tow it. There's no limit on the speed you can tow it. They actually tow very well. There are other RV channels. I'm sure some of you have heard of Gone with the Winds. They pulled one for a long time and they love their Smart car. There are a couple little tricks that we have to do. Well, actually only one little trick. For the car to pull really smooth and straight, you put a bungee on the steering wheel and just hook it down below, just so the steering wheel springs back a little quicker, because there is no power steering in the car, but you can't tell when you drive it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, you can actually sit still, not moving, and turn the wheel with a finger or two. It feels like there's power steering. It's just because the front's so light and the tires are really skinny.
It also gets up to 40 miles a gallon.
Over
40 miles. So that was a big factor for us too.
Yes. Now there are a lot of cars. There's lots of 4-cylinders and stuff now that get better than 40 miles a gallon. But most of them you cannot flat tow, and they're going to be a lot more expensive than what we paid for this little car, and they're going to be a lot heavier. So
it was just perfect for us.
It was perfect.
Size, perfect price. Okay, and also sorry to all you Jeep people. A lot of people said, well, why didn't you guys just get a Jeep and you can take that off-roading too? We really have no desire to take the vehicle that we're driving on the road that we need for transportation and for Jason to get back and forth to work out in the trails.
No.
That's why we have the RZR.
Yes, we like to keep it separate. You know, I don't want to have to worry about breaking my work vehicle out on the trail and then I can't get to work the next day or something. We like to keep it separate. You know, our RZR is specifically meant for off-road, and that RZR can take a lot of punishment.
Yeah.
Through a lot of stuff, and we have never broke it, guys. You cannot keep up with our RZR in a Jeep. Not a street legal Jeep anyway. It's just impossible. You can't, not without breaking something. And it's so big, you just can't do the things we can do. That's why we're keeping the RZR, because we love it.
We do love it.
Is it a little bit of danger that we seek? Walking closer to the edge than we really should. Why do we let our hearts back out there time and time again? Is it looking for a home and a happy end?
The car is ready to tow. I put the tow plate on the frame myself. I had to take the whole front end of this car apart. But even kind of in a dark garage and waiting for a drill to charge so I can drill holes, it only took me about 5 or 6 hours. Definitely worth it because I saved about $600-700 versus having it installed. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to put the tow plate onto the little Smart car to make it safe to tow. So it is pretty much ready to go. Okay, so where are we going for summer?
We are going east.
We're going east.
Somewhere we've never been before.
eventually kind of northeast because it's going to be the coolest. But we plan on crossing hopefully through Chicago and through Cleveland, and we have a couple plans of things we would like to do. We're going to try to go to Sandusky, Ohio, to Cedar Point Amusement Park, and also Niagara Falls. That is kind of on our bucket list. We both would like to see Niagara Falls. And then hopefully all the way to the coast.
So this is going to be a totally different trip than we've ever had before. We're not going to have the Razor with us. We're going to have a car. We're going to be able to explore places more. Yeah. So we should be able to make some really awesome videos for you guys.
Yeah, we're going to probably be hitting a lot of cities going east because it's not as spread out as the west. So that's why the car was a good idea, and without a big trailer we're a lot shorter, and now we can unhook the car and fit the RV into smaller RV spots and things like that. So it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for us and allow us to do a lot more, especially going east.
So it's a game changer.
It is a game changer. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, plans change, guys, so I don't want you to think that we're going to end up in New York or whatever, you know, for sure, because anything could happen. We could have to turn around. You know, we have older family members. We have a lot of stuff going on. But right now, the plan is to go east and see some new states and some new things. And we'll see what happens. Candace is excited.
Hopefully it all goes well. I can't wait. I've never been anywhere on the East Coast except for, you know, Florida, just a very southern state. So this is going to be fun. And
we are leaving St. Joe in just a couple days. So we will be back on the road, and I am so ready.
Yeah, we've been sitting for a while. Sorry guys about not having some videos lately, but we've been doing family things.
And a lot of work.
Jason's been working really hard. I've been spending time with my family, so that's important too.
Yep. But we will see you guys again very soon, and we're going to start putting out a lot more videos once we get back on the road. So don't forget to subscribe below, guys, or you miss out.
Yep. Leave us a comment. Give us a big thumbs up. Let us know what you think about the smart car. Yeah. I know everybody has an opinion.
And who lives east or who knows about the east? Give us some tips below on what we might want to see.
Definitely. And check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All the links and info are in the video description below.
And also, guys, we sent out a few stickers to a few of you that guessed right on what the change was. So hopefully you guys got them. And we will have stickers for sale very soon. We will give the information probably in the next video.
So make sure you get yours.
Yep, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Okay, let's do this.
What? It's
I'm
recording your funny looking
while
butt.
You're gone. Who's the woman here? That's right.
Hey. Okay, and action. Yeah, it's recording. See that red dot? Good blooper.
And what is a toad? It's exciting.
Yes, and where are we going?
We're going north because it's summertime.
No, we're not going north. We're going east. We're not going north.
We're going east. We're not going north.
We're heading towards New York. That's east.
We're going northeast. We're going northeast. We are going up because it's summertime.
Let's just start over.
Without your sarcasm?
Well, we're not going north.
Do you want me to say east?
Yes,
east?
We're going east is the plan.
Start over, ask me.